He used to wake up more exhausted than when he went to bed. He'd hit the snooze button 5 times, scroll on his phone for an hour, and then drag his heavy body through the day wondering, what is wrong with me? If you've ever felt tired, unhealthy, and completely out of control with your habits, this health transformation story is going to feel uncomfortably familiar. For years, Daniel lived on quick dopamine hits, junk food, late-night screens, no movement, and absolutely no routine. Breakfast was usually skipped or replaced with something sugary. Lunch was fast food eaten at his desk. Dinner was whatever delivery app could bring the most comfort the fastest. Add to that 3 or 4 cups of coffee and a few energy drinks, and you can imagine what his body felt like, wired and tired at the same time. At first, it didn't seem like a big problem. He was young, he was busy, and everyone around him joked about living on junk and no sleep. But then the changes started. His clothes got tighter. His face looked puffier in photos. Walking up a single flight of stairs left him way more out of breath than it should have. He started getting constant headaches, random body pains, and a thick brain fog that never seemed to lift. At work, simple tasks took forever. At home, even when he had free time, he didn't have the energy to enjoy it. He would just sit in front of the TV or his laptop, letting episodes and videos autoplay while he mindlessly snacked, feeling both numb and guilty. The more tired he felt, the more he escaped into screens and food, and the more he escaped, the more tired and unhealthy he became. It was a vicious cycle, eating his life away from the inside out. One evening, everything hit him at once. He was getting ready to go out with friends and tried on an old shirt he used to love. It didn't fit. He just stared at himself in the mirror, bloated, with dark circles under his eyes, his shoulders slumped. There was no glow in his eyes, just a dull, drained stare. His chest felt tight not from a medical emergency, but from the shock of finally seeing what he had been avoiding for so long. He canceled his plans, threw himself back on the couch, opened a bag of chips, and started scrolling, trying to distract himself from that uncomfortable mirror moment. A fitness video popped up on his feed. Someone was talking about no more excuses, and Daniel immediately swiped away, thinking, good for him, but I'm too far gone. Deep down, though, another thought whispered, is this really how you want to live the rest of your life? That night, sleep wouldn't come. His heart raced, his mind kept replaying the image from the mirror, and a different kind of fear showed up, not the fear of dying, but the fear of never truly living. He thought about future versions of himself, heavier, sicker, more tired, always saying, one day, while his body continued to break down. He remembered all the times he had said, starting next Monday, I'll change, and how every single Monday came and went. Finally, around 3, he sat up in bed and whispered a sentence that changed everything. I'm not okay like this, and I don't want this life anymore. For the first time, he admitted that his laziness wasn't his identity. It was the result of how he was treating his body and his mind. But he also knew this. He had tried those all-in diets and extreme workout plans before, and they always failed. He would go hard for a week, then crash even harder, and end up feeling more hopeless than when he started. This time had to be different. So instead of asking, how can I change my entire life in 7 days? He asked, what is the smallest habit I can start with that I can actually keep? He wrote 3 simple lines in his notebook: sleep, food, movement. Under sleep, he wrote, no screens 30 minutes before bed. Try to sleep around the same time. Under food, no more sugary drinks on weekdays. Add at least 1 real meal with protein and vegetables. And under movement, 10-minute walk every day. No excuses. It sounded almost too small to matter, but that was the point. He needed wins he could actually stick to. The first week was messy. He forgot the no-screen rule a few nights and scrolled until late. He missed a walk one day when it rained. He grabbed junk food out of habit once or twice. The old Daniel would have used these slip-ups as proof that he was hopeless. But the new Daniel reminded himself of a new rule. Missing one day is normal. Missing 2 days is a pattern. So when he failed on a Tuesday, he made sure Wednesday looked different. He reminded himself of something he had heard. Health is not about perfection, it's about direction. Every 10-minute walk counted. Every glass of water instead of soda counted. Every night he went to bed even 30 minutes earlier than before counted. Slowly, his body started to respond. After a few weeks of simple consistency, he noticed small changes. He still got tired, but it wasn't the same heavy, hopeless tired. His mornings felt a little less brutal. The brain fog started to lift slightly. Climbing the stairs didn't feel like climbing a mountain anymore. His cravings for certain junk foods started to weaken as his body realized it was finally getting some real fuel and rest. Encouraged by this, he added a little bit more. He increased his walk to 20 minutes on some days, tried a basic home workout twice a week, and swapped out one fast food meal for something home-cooked, even if it was simple. Discipline stopped feeling like punishment and started feeling like self-respect. Of course, there were days he still wanted to quit. Days when stress hit hard and the old patterns whispered, "Just order a pizza, stay up late, you deserve it." On those days, he remembered a powerful idea. You don't need to live like a machine. You just need to do one honest thing today that your future self will thank you for. Sometimes that one honest thing was going for his walk even while feeling low. Sometimes it was choosing water. Sometimes it was turning off Netflix after one episode instead of 4. The discipline he was building wasn't about getting a six-pack. It was about proving to himself that he could trust his own word again. Months passed, and the transformation became obvious. His weight started to drop slowly but steadily. More importantly, his energy skyrocketed compared to before. He woke up without as much dread. His mood improved. The anxiety and irritability that came from constant sugar spikes and sleep deprivation began to fade. People around him started to notice. "You look different. You seem lighter. What are you doing?" He would just smile, not because he had turned into some fitness influencer, but because he had done what once felt completely impossible. He had moved from tired, unhealthy, and out of control to strong, disciplined, and alive, one small habit at a time. His relationship with food and movement changed, too. Instead of seeing healthy eating as a punishment and workouts as payback for overeating, he started seeing them as gifts to his future self. When he cooked a healthy meal, he wasn't punishing himself. He was caring for the body that carried him through life. When he chose to move, even when he didn't feel like it, he wasn't proving something to the world. He was strengthening his own mind. He realized that discipline and energy were connected. Good habits gave him more energy, and that energy made discipline easier. This loop, which was once so negative, had finally become positive. If you're listening to this and seeing your own life in Daniel S.'s story, the late nights, the junk food, the no movement, the constant tiredness, and the shame about not being strong enough to change, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. You're just running your body and mind on a system that is designed to keep you exhausted. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to become someone else in 30 days. You need one small, honest step that you can actually repeat. Go to bed a little earlier tonight. Drink more water than you did yesterday. Walk for 10 minutes. Cook one meal. Protect 1 hour of your evening from screens. Let these small actions become proof that you can trust yourself again. This story comes from Willpower Stories, a channel created for people who are tired of feeling lazy, unhealthy, and out of control, and are ready to build real discipline, real energy, and a life that feels alive again. Here, you'll hear powerful motivational stories about health, habits, discipline, self-worth, money, mental strength, and true transformation told in simple English for an audience that wants real change, not just hype. If you're ready to go from tired, unhealthy, and out of control to strong, disciplined, and alive, subscribe to Willpower Stories, turn on notifications, and let every new story push you one step closer to the healthiest version of yourself.